Flamingo Series. Explore Your College 9. A Book of General Knowledge. Unit 8. Home Planet. The Earth may seem quite still, but it is actually spinning around like a top at more than 500 miles per hour. 800 kilometers per hour. Faster than most jet planes. Every year it covers 582,729,560 miles. 39,886,400 kilometers in its orbit around the Sun. The Earth's entire journey around the Sun takes exactly 365.242 days, which is why there are 365 days in 1 year. We make up the extra 0.242 days in our calendar by an extra day every 4th year, called a leap year. Every place on the Earth's surface can be pinpointed by two figures, latitude and longitude. Lines of equal latitude, called parallels, form rings around the Earth and are parallel to the equator. A place's latitude is given in degrees north or south of the equator. Lines of longitude, called meridians, run around the Earth from north to south. A place's longitude is given as degrees west or east of the prime meridian, which runs through Greenwich in London, England. The Earth is 92.7 million miles, 149.6 million kilometers, from the Sun. At its nearest, it is 91,200,636 miles, 147,097,800 kilometers, away. The Earth spins round its axis once every 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds. The Sun appears to come back to the same place in the sky once every 24 hours. As the Earth spins round on its axis, the dark and sunlit halves move around, bringing day and night around the world. As the Earth is turning eastward, the Sun appears to come up in the east and sinks again in the west. The Earth takes a full round on its axis once every 24 hours. That is why days are 24 hours long. Over 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. At any one time though, just 1% is in the atmosphere. 97% is in the oceans. The rest is in lakes and rivers or in the form of frozen ice. The wettest place on the Earth is Tutunendo in Colombia, which gets 460 inches. 1,170 centimeters of rain annually, 18 times as much as New York. The coldest place on the Earth is Vostok in Antarctica, where it averages -72 degrees Fahrenheit, -57.8 degrees Celsius. The hottest place on the Earth is Dalal in Ethiopia, where it averages 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius, in the shade and can get much hotter. The Earth is not quite the solid ball it seems. Using sensitive equipment to detect the pattern of vibrations from earthquakes, scientists have shown it has quite a complicated structure. Only a very thin shell, called the crust, is completely solid. Inside are a number of different layers, some solid and some soft like molasses, while some part of the core is molten metal. Atomic reactions in the core mean the Earth gets hotter and better as you go deeper towards the center, reaching over 12,600 degrees Fahrenheit, 7,000 degrees Celsius, in the center, hotter than the surface of the Sun. The Earth's crust is broken in 20 or so plates which carry continents as they move. Africa and South America were once joined. Europe is drifting slowly further from America. Mountains on the Earth look fairly permanent, but they are continually being created and destroyed. Most of the biggest mountains are actually quite young in geological terms. The Himalayas of Asia, for instance, include the world's highest peaks, yet they were first raised less than 40 million years ago and they are still growing today. Most of the mountains are created by the folding of rock layers as the huge tectonic plates that make up the Earth's surface crunch together. Others are created as crustal movements lift up huge blocks. A few are created by volcanic eruptions. Almost 3/4 of the world is underwater. Modern ocean surveys have now begun to reveal that the landscape of the ocean bed is as varied as that of the continents, with high mountains, vast plains and deep valleys. The seas cover more than 139 million square miles, 361 million square km, of the Earth's surface. The biggest ocean is the Pacific Ocean, which covers over 63 million square miles, 165 million square km, more than a third of the Earth's surface. There is 322 million cubic rules, 1.35 billion cubic km, of water in the oceans. The deepest point on the Earth's surface is the Challenger Deep in the Marianas Trench in the West Pacific, which is 35,818 feet, 10,920 meters deep. Whose WHO? Abdul Ghaffar Khan, 1890 to 1988. He is also called Frontier Gandhi because he organized the people of the Northwest Frontier Province of Undivided India. Arundhati Roy. She is a well-known Indian writer, an environmentalist and a social activist. She became the first Indian to win a Booker Prize. She won it for her book, The God of Small Things. Abraham Lincoln, 1809 to 65. The 16th President of USA who succeeded in abolishing slavery. He was re-elected as president in 1864 and assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955. He was a famous and illustrious scientist of the 20th century. He made the revolutionary discovery of the theory of relativity in 1905. In 1921, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. Alexander the Great, 356–323 BC. King of Macedonia who conquered most of Asia Minor and got victory over Porns in 327 BC. A mutiny in his army prevented him from advancing further into India. Aryabhata, 476–520 AD. The great Indian astronomer who adorned the court of Chandragupta Vikramditya. India's first satellite is named after him. Ashoka the Great, 264–228 BC. Grandson of Chandragupta, Ashoka was a great emperor of India. After the War of Kalinga, he renounced violence and embraced Buddhism. Benjamin Franklin, 1709–90. He was an U.S. statesman. He promoted the American Declaration of Independence and was involved in drafting the Constitution of America. Bhaskaracharya, the greatest astronomer, also known as Bhaskara II, lived in the 12th century. He authored Siddhanta Shiromani in 1150. Captain James Cook, 1728–79. Cook was a great and well-known navigator and explorer. He traveled to New Zealand and Eastern Australia from 1768 to 71 in his ship Endeavour. He discovered the Hawaiian Islands on his third voyage. Charlie Chaplin, 1889–77. Chaplin was a great British comedian, film actor, director, producer and composer. Dalai Lama. He is a Nobel Prize winner and spiritual leader of Tibet. He has set up the official government of Tibet at Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh, India. Diego Maradona, 1961. He is a legendary football player from Argentina. Controversies and disputes remained an indifferent part of his career, which included the famous "Hand of God" goal against England and for 15 months banned drug abuse during playing periods. Donald Bradman, Sir. He is a famous Australian cricketer and the greatest batsman in the history of cricket, who holds unmatched record of cricket career average of 99.94. Florence Nightingale, 1820 to 1910. She is known as the Lady with the Lamp. She was a soft-hearted and devoted British nurse who reformed the nursing profession and was the first woman to get Order of Merit, 1907. George Washington, 1732 to 99. The American general who led the revolt against the British and declared American independence. He became the first president of USA. Jamsetji Tata, 1839 to 1904. He is the founder of the Tata Iron and Steel Company, one of the largest integrated steel works in the whole world. He also laid the foundation of Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru and built the Taj Hotel in Mumbai, India. Kabir Das. He was a Hindi poet as well as the greatest exponent of the Bhakti movement, a socio-religious movement. He had faith in the equality of all religions and worked towards the unity of Hindu and Muslims. Kiran Bedi. She became the first Indian woman IPS officer in 1972. She got the Magsaysay Award, 1995, and UN Medal for Outstanding Service. Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519. He is a great stallion painter, sculptor and architect, who has been described as a genius of the Renaissance. His masterpiece Mona Lisa brought him universal fame. His most well-known paintings is The Last Supper. In anatomy, he learned about the working of the body by dissecting more than 30 corpses. Jayaprakash Narayan, 1902 to 79. He is known as Loknayak. He formed the Janta Party and defeated the Congress Party in 1977. He was conferred the title of Rashtra Bhushan in 1977. Joan of Arc, 1412 to 31. A brave French girl also known as the Maid of Orleans, Joan led the French resistance that forced the English to raise the siege of Orleans, 1429. At the age of 17, she led an army of 12,000 to Reims and persuaded Charles VII to go there to be crowned as King of France. She was ultimately captured and sold to the English by the Burgundians and was burned alive at the stake. Robin Kapil Dev, legendary Indian cricketer and all-rounder under whose captaincy India won the Cricket World Cup in 1987. He has held many world records, including the fastest 100 wickets in Test and highest Test wickets of 432. Marco Polo, the Italian traveler, was the first European to visit China. He also traveled to India and other countries of the Far East and published record. Martin Luther King, Jr., 1929 to 68. A black American clergyman and civil rights leader. He led a nonviolent movement to attain full civil rights for American blacks and became a martyr for this cause. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1964. He was assassinated on April 5, 1968 by a white fanatic. Maria Montessori, 1870 to 1952. Italian educationist and founder of the Montessori system of education that stresses on the development of a child's own initiative and natural abilities, through practical play and individual teachings and guidance, rather than through strict control. Napoleon Bonaparte, 1769 to 1821. He was a French statesman and later became King of France, 1769 to 1821. Napoleon was the most brilliant general of his time. He won a series of splendid victories against England, Russia and Austria in 1805. He was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo in June 1815 and exiled to St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Vijayalakshmi Pandit, sister of Jawaharlal Nehru. Vijayalakshmi Pandit was the first woman minister of an Indian state, UP. She holds the distinction of being the first woman to become president of the UN General Assembly and the first Indian woman ambassador to Moscow. Sports Times. Basketball. It was invented by Dr. James Naismith of USA in Springfield College in December 1891. International Basketball Federation, FIBA, was founded in 1932. Basketball championship at the world level was held in 1950. The matches played between two teams. There are 12 players in each team. Football. Football was played firstly around 500 BC in Sparta. The first club of football was founded in England under the name of Sheffield Football Club on the 24th of October 1857 AD. Football is played between two teams. Cricket. The first reference of cricket is found in a poem composed by William Gould in 1706. Cricket matches were played in Cambridge University during 1710 and in Oxford University in 1729. The Imperial Cricket Conference, established in 1909, was later named International Cricket Council in 1965. The first cricket test match was played between the teams of England and Australia in Melbourne on the 15th of March 1877. The first Sound of All India cricket team took place under the captaincy of Maharaja Bhupendra Singh. The first president, chairman of BCCI was M.D. Grant Gowan. Lawn tennis, a game resembling tennis, was played in Iran, Egypt and France during the 13th century AD. Its ancient name in France was jeu de paume. This game was renamed as tennis in 1406 and it was called lawn tennis as it was played on grass-covered land. Major Shelter Wingfield was the player who made it a popular game of England in 1878. As England is the father of modern tennis, the biggest tournament of tennis, Wimbledon, is held in England. The Wimbledon tournament was started in 1877 and the All England Championship International Tennis Federation, ITF, was founded in 1913. The prestigious Davis Cup in tennis was started in 1900. Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupathi are Indian tennis players who have earned fame for our country. Hockey. England is considered as the father of modern hockey. This game was started in English school during second half of the 19th century. The Black Heath Rugby and Hockey Club was established in 1861. The first international match in hockey was played between Wales and Ireland on the 28th of January 1894. Hockey match was incorporated in Olympics in 1908 and England was the first winner of the Olympic gold medal. Major Dhyan Chand is called a hockey wizard. His birthday, on the 29th of August, is celebrated as Quelle d'Oise. Table tennis. Table tennis in its initial form was played in England during the second half of the 19th century. This game was called ping pong on the basis of the sound that comes out after the collision of the ball with the table. International Table Tennis Federation was constituted on the 15th of January 1926 with special efforts made by Dr. Lehman. M. Ayub won the first national single title. India is also a founder member to International Table Tennis Federation constituted in 1926-27. Kho-Kho. Kho-Kho is the popular game of India. Its birthplace is Pune. The first Kho-Kho tournament was held in Pune. Indian Kho-Kho Federation was established in Maharashtra during 1955. The first national tournament of 1959 was held in Vijayawada. Volleyball. Volleyball as a game was invented in America in the year 1865. Federation of International Volleyball was established in 1947. International Volleyball Tournament was first played in Manila in the year 1913. Badminton. Badminton as a game was started around 1870 in Pune in the state of Maharashtra. This game was initially known as Pune Game. The biggest badminton championship was first held in 1899. Badminton Association of India was established in Kolkata in 1934. Prakash Padukone won the All England Championship in 1980 and Pullela Gopi Chand won it in 2001. Sonia Nehwal won a bronze medal in Olympics 2012. Some amazing facts. 1. It is estimated that there are about 50,000 billion stars in the universe, more than all the grains of sand on all the beaches of the earth. 2. If you were sucked into a black hole, your body would be stretched out like a piece of spaghetti. 3. The moon's gravity is 17% of that of the earth, so astronauts in spacesuits can jump 4 meters high on the moon. 4. The continents are made of very old rock, some over 4,000 million years old. They are much older than the rocks that are found underneath the ocean. 5. The fastest flowing glacier is the Columbia Glacier in Alaska, USA. It moves at 35 meters per day and has doubled its speed in the last 20 years. 6. There have been many reports of frogs raining down from the sky. This is probably caused by a tornado sucking up frogs from ponds and streams, then dropping them from clouds like rain. 7. Satellites now make very accurate maps and provide pictures of remote areas that are difficult to get to. They can accurately measure the heights of mountains and depths of ocean. 8. Orchids produce the world's smallest seeds. A single gram of orchid seed contains an unbelievable 992 million seeds. 9. Bacteria in flooded rice fields produce methane gas that scientists believe may add to the problem of global warming. 10. Bears are one of the few animals that walk on the soles of their feet. 11. A 4 to 5 meters long African rock python was once seen to swallow an entire 60 kilograms impala whole, with its horns and everything. Impala is a kind of antelope. 12. Lemurs have different calls to warn members of their troop and tell these whether the danger is coming from above, along the ground, or is hidden in the ground. 13. Ostrich eggs are the largest eggs in the world and would take 40 minutes to hard boil. 14. Bats that hunt at night do not need to use their eyes. Instead, they find their prey by echolocation. They make high-pitched squeaks and use the echoes to find their way in the dark.